This is OnyxRose of OnyxRose9.substack.com, also of OnyxRose, A Journey Through Facial Feminization Surgery, or FFS. Um, as you were watching this, I had FFS on the 11th. Yesterday was the 7th day. Um, so I definitely made it through. Um, and I made it through for the better. I'm still swollen, like really swollen. Hey, crazy gay Uncle Spike. What's up, Spike? So yeah, I'm really swollen still. Like, and you can tell, like, I can hardly open my mouth all the way. I've got a scar here that we're working on, and the scar here. I got some stitches put back in my head right here, because that is where the drain was while they were working on my face and on my skull. So they took the drain out, sewed it back up, but the stitches didn't keep. So yesterday we put some new stitches in. But yeah, the removal of the stitches and the sutures were no problem. Thank you so much. I'm feeling a lot better. Um, More than looking better, is feeling better. I have this sense of peace that I didn't realize was missing. I kind of realized it, but not so much. Um, Now, in terms of gender dysphoria, um, it's gone. It's gone, and that's a marvelous thing. Um, that is an affirming thing for me. Um, and I can't really explain it any other way. Like, you just have to go through it. I guess it's something like going through a traumatic surgery and coming out on the other end, and knowing that you put so much work into it to begin with, and that you made it out on the other end. Um, More of a psychological and emotional impact improvement. Yeah, definitely. The physical will come later, in the sense of being able to recapture some of my facial movements and the swelling settling down, and seeing what the true results look like. So yeah, physical will come later, um, but yes, emotional and psychological definitely. Um, all of the and this is what happens is the psychological and emotional becomes and manifests in the physical form. And it manifests as anxiety and depression or anger. Um, you know, since surgery for me, that has disappeared. You know, I do have bipolar disorder. I do have ADHD. I do have generalized anxiety disorder and panic attacks. But that was standing. Um, Everything else is, all of it seems to be at peace. And I knew it the moment I woke up and was cognizant. Um, I knew it right then. It was just clear as day. It was like lightning in a bottle. It was just a flash, and I knew it. So, I want to talk about some other things. Uh, yes, let me get my little fan out. Oh yeah. So, as I said, yesterday was the first week, and we did go see my surgeon, Dr. Wynn of Radiance, Radiance, Radiance Plastic Surgery in Atlanta. And he took a look at my scars, my staples, and my sutures, removed all of them, and then put a couple sutures back in right here where my fan is not touching, but pointing to. Like I said, that's where the drainage was. Yeah, the fan is, yeah, I got it from a place called Rad Pride. I think they're in San Diego or San Francisco. And I buy from them every year. I think they're woman owned, woman run, woman operated, and queer owned. So if you want to support your queer small business, Rad Pride is where it's at. Um, Shout out, shout out. I do buy from them like once or twice a year. Never all the time, but yeah, yeah, once or twice a year. And they've been really cool with me. Um, so, after seeing my surgeon yesterday, Dr. Wen, we agreed that, the healing has been rather quick, um, quicker than either of us thought, and quicker than A thought it would be, quicker than my parents thought it would be, quicker than Bestie thought it would be. Mish is our bestie, my bestie. Um, and she was over here last night and she was like, "Don't you want to just like lay down, chill?" It's like, "No, I'm good." Now Egg is, just watching me, monitoring me for any kind of changes. But I feel great. I still have some energy. I have to work on regaining some energy. Like the surgery was traumatic and, it took a lot out of me. I was under for a long time. So I'm trying to gain back some of that strength. Um, and that will take time. So I'm not worried about that at all. Um, but yeah, stitches came out. Everybody agreed that the surgery was wonderful. Everybody agreed that Dr. Wen did an excellent job. Everybody can see the results, even though I have so much swelling, you know, and like I have the stitches or the hairline scar right here, but we're working on that. I've got a couple scars right around here, and this chin is swollen as well as my teeth. Yeah, hey Kat, thanks for joining. Yeah, so my teeth are swollen, which is kind of strange, and my chin is swollen. Um, and like my head, yeah, my head is swollen too, right up here. It's swollen, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is it's numb. That's the word I want to use. My teeth are numb, my chin is numb, my head right here is numb. Um, I have a lot of numb spaces, and thank you, Kat. Yeah, everybody's been saying that. The one thing I can't do is smile the way I want to yet. So my smile looks a little awkward. Um, but I know that when I'm able to smile again, it's going to be beautiful. And I'm happy about that. I am nothing but 100% happy and overjoyed about this surgery. Um, Thank you. That is one of the things I wanted, Kat, was my little nose turned up. My little sis has her nose turned up too, just like a little pudge. Poop. And so that was one of my requests. And Dr. Wen is great at doing noses, especially ethnic noses. And he's done a lot of black noses that I've seen. And I knew and was confident that he would be able to do exactly what I wanted. He didn't make it look like, and I hate to say this, but he didn't make it look like a Michael Jackson nose or, a Lil Kim nose, or anybody like that. He made it look authentically me. And I love that. Um, I've got some, and so the staff at Radiance Plastic Surgery, men, Shannon, Christina, and Yenny, um, all amazing, all amazing. But let me show you what Men got me. Men is the LGBTQ uh, plus outreach person. They are a part of our community as they are gender fluid. Yes, I have cat eyes. Yay, cat. It does. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but Men is part of the community. They are gender fluid, and they are the outreach for Radiance Plastic Surgery. They also are the insurance coordinator. So they worked really hard in coordination with Shannon to get my surgery pushed through. Because apparently my insurance company they were being butt heads and they didn't want to push certain procedures through. So they worked really hard behind the scenes, and They've been really honest about what needed to happen and if it was going to happen or not. And we thought it wasn't going to happen, and we'd made up our minds that it wasn't going to happen. And then they made it happen. So I got in before the end. This is my gallon water jug, and that sticker is for Little Five Points in Atlanta. Um, but let's see if I can get this sticker in. Okay, if you can see that sticker right there, that is a sticker that men from Radiance actually made. They are an artist, and they make certain things. They made that and asked me to stick it on my water bottle, and I was honored because anybody who does art is automatically like 90% cooler in my book. Yeah. Um, Found family, yes. Um, so men also gave me, and so the peacock is really important to me, but I'm going to hold this up to you. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's a peacock mirror, and it pops open, and there you go. I don't want to burn y'all's retinas. So, but yeah, it's a peacock mirror. Um, I don't think she knows or I'm sorry, I don't think they know the significance to peacocks for me. Um, but peacocks for me represent Osun in the Orisha, in the Ifa tradition, of which I am a child of. So that was majorly important. And a great gesture. So also, and this is kind of cool. This is Blackberry Merlot hand cream, shea butter hand cream from Bath and Body Works. And I'm not a Bath and Body Works type of person, but this stuff smells so good, and feels so moisturizing that I might have to try and find a larger tube. Um, it's going to go well with my Rihanna Butter Drop shimmering hand cream or shimmering body cream, which I use every day. I don't know if I have any on right now. I don't. So you can't see it, but usually I'm all sparkly and glittery. Um, I love Blackberry too. Come on over. Yes, I know. They gave me the gift yesterday after, like, as I come out of Dr. Wynn's office from being seen, and I honestly just about lost it in terms of crying. I'm a walking, leaking tear duct anyway. So the waterfalls just about happened. I was like, I held it back. I haven't been holding it back, but this time I did, I did let out some tears, and they're like, "Oh," I was like, "No, no, 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 no. Y'all don't really want me to be crying like that." But yeah, they, you know, for us, I've consulted with multiple surgeons on this journey through FFS, um, and not one of the front office staff have been as amenable as Radiance Plastic Surgery. And I am not just plugging Radiance, I am telling you the truth. There's been no one no top surgeon has a front office like Dr. Wynn's office, or at least the ones that I talk to, I should say. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Um, yeah. So, 1 week down, still got some swelling. I'm going to use some heat. Um, That is awesome, Kat. Yes, yes. Um, that is great. Yeah, I love that my eyes turned up a little bit, and that was one of the things I requested because my eyes were drooping. I had hyperpigmentation, like deep bags under my eyes. I still have some hyperpigmentation, but they took away the deep bags. And yes, there is a slight upturn in my eyes. And, I can't wait for my chin to kind of stop being so swollen because it's swollen all in here. Um, and, I can feel right here where the buccal fat was removed and where the fat grafts were put in, and they did some work right here. So this is swollen too. When all the swelling goes down, I think I'm going to look really good, and it's not, I've got to tell y'all this, some people get FFS so that they can blend in, so that they don't get harassed as much. Um, it's something like that. I I'm a trans person. I am always going to be visibly trans. You know, this surgery was for me, and it is it is very affirming. It came out, and everything came out so perfectly. Um, I have nothing negative to say. Nothing. Not one negative thing. And even if in the end I look like Frankenstein's bride or the monster from Frankenstein, you know, I'll still be happy. If this scar doesn't heal all the way and people can see it, I will still be happy. If my scar along my forehead, my scar line right here, incision doesn't heal all the way, I am still going to be happy. Yeah, slap a little concealer on. You're right. But do I even need concealer? Like, I am not, I can do makeup. I'm not great at it, but I'm not bad, and I have been practicing for after FFS specifically. Um, so before surgery, I was practicing and, but I don't feel like I need it anymore. I never felt like I needed makeup. I was not a makeup type person. I did start wearing a lot of makeup in the beginning of my transition, and that was in 2006, 2008. Um, so yeah, I was wearing makeup then. And I think that is a natural part of coming out and in terms of being trans. A natural part of it for trans women and trans femme identified people or non-binary femme leaning people is to want to experience wearing makeup. I had that. I can still do it. Ah, thank you, Kat. Um, right. Thank you so much. Um, you know, I am going to enjoy putting on makeup because I know it's going to make me look a lot better and feel like I look a lot better. Um, and especially, and now I'm going to give everybody a shout out, Fenty makeup. Any type of Fenty, Rihanna, Fenty makeup, wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. I have like 4 or 5 gloss bomb, lip illuminizers. I've got some foundation and some concealer, and some mascara, all from Fenty. Um, you know, I have something called Butter Drop, which is body cream and it shimmers. And that's from Fenty. I am a Fenty person. And I know it's Rihanna's brand and that Rihanna is not a problematic person, so I'm not too I'm not worried about that. And the company itself seems to be pretty good. Seems to be pretty on the up and up in terms of my ethics matching theirs. In terms of being cruelty free and everything else, I think it matches. Um, yeah, everybody shout out, go get some Fenty stuff. For this holiday season, I have gotten Fenty stuff for all of my family. And this includes my dad because I feel like people think that the male side of the relationship, if there is one, um, doesn't need skincare. And that's just not true. So, I got him a little bit of butter too, so he can, have some hand cream, body cream. Now his is not going to shimmer because I don't think he would want shimmering body cream. He's kind of old school dad. He was in the army for 23 years and flight surgeon, airborne at 40. Delivered over 4,000 babies, including myself, and then went into theological school, got his doctorate of divinities, and is now a reverend. Um, that's my dad. So I want him to, I want him to experience skincare, and not really find. Right, men are a little bit too sensitive about that. I don't want it to look like, that I'm giving only the ladies in my family this cool stuff, I'm gonna give my dad some flowers, and I don't know how he's gonna deal with the flowers. But he gets flowers from my mother every year without fail. Every year without fail, ever since I've been in this world. He's always gotten her flowers. But I have never seen him get flowers. And so I'm going to get him some flowers, um, and some Fenty cream. He's reached that age where I think he may appreciate it, without being sensitive about it, like you said, Spike, there are a lot of men who have toxic masculinity and let that get to their brains that, okay, this is a gift that only women or femme identified people should have. And that's just not true. So I'm sure he'll enjoy it or he'll get a good laugh out of it either way. But yeah, that's really all I have today. I just wanted to update, and I'll probably update after every surgical visit. Um, I did my last live I sent to them, and I think they were pretty pleased with it. So I will probably send them snippets of this one as well, just so they can get an idea of, of what I talked about and how I feel about them. They already know because I filled out a Google profile for them and gave them 5 stars and wrote I don't know, 600 words on why I thought they were the team in Atlanta and indeed in the Southeast for FFS. And, I could go so far as to say up the East Coast, and that's saying a lot because there are a lot of doctors up there a lot of surgeons up there that are considered top line for FFS. And they are, rightly so. But Dr. Wen deserves his place amongst them. His hands um, are he's like a sculpture. He takes this mold, this slab of marble, and makes something beautiful out of it, And I told him that. I was like, make sure you insure your hands for $50 million just in case. Each hand, but yes, he's an artist, not just a surgeon, not someone who can operate in the OR or stitch people back together, but he can make people look like what they see in themselves, and um, that is something that not a lot of people have, that is an artistic thing. That is something that art people have, that people who are artists. He's definitely like that. Your dad would get a mani-pedi? Yeah, 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 yeah. Before I transitioned, I would get manis. I never got pedis, and I still don't. Um, but yeah, I mean, I started wearing nail polish at 16. I'm 52 now. And I've worn nail polish this whole time since then. I started off with black. Um, I was young, so I didn't want to wear like different colors. Started off with black, and then I graduated to like kind of eggplanty type colors and plumish type colors, and that's what I wear now. I don't wear like deep or like bright reds or pinks or anything like that. I do like the plummy look, and that's the same with my lips. I like the plummy type of look too. Eggplant, aubergine, you know, yeah. A good pediment would make me feel so much better. Yeah, and that is true. It may. And I may have to go ahead and pop on in to this spa that Egg is going to shortly. Not today, but pretty soon. I'll let her go and see how it is, and then I may go with her one day. Um, but yeah, all right, y'all. That is really all I got. Just want to shout out Radiance Plastic Surgery, Dr. Wen, Men, Shannon, uh, Yenny, Christina, all of them. Great people, especially Men and Dr. Wen. I cannot say enough about them. I just cannot. And one day I'm gonna get a picture of them, and y'all gonna be like, "Oh, okay, there, yeah, 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 okay." But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go now. I'll be back on maybe next week, okay, and probably before next week. If there's something called Trauma Talk going on today, I'm gonna be on at 1 o'clock with Sarah and maybe Brandon. Oh no, not Brandon. The poet Miranda, Jinx, and maybe someone else. But yeah, if it happens today, it'll be at 1 o'clock, and I'll be back on. All righty, thanks.